Today's world is divided. It's divided between those who love and those who hate. And I think actually hate is the wrong word. I think a better term is fear. So the world is divided between those who love haggis and those who fear it. And today being Robert Burns' birthday, it's the zenith of the haggis eating year. Now, Robert Burns' address to a haggis was composed within a week, maybe two, of his arrival at the very end of November 1786 in Edinburgh, when he was a guest of Mr. Andrew Bruce, who was a very successful merchant who lived on Castle Hill, which is one of the oldest parts of Edinburgh Old Town. How many of you have been to the Royal Mile? Beautiful. You have been within hundreds of feet of where this address was composed. You see, this steep and narrow street forms the summit of the Royal Mile, where it then goes down and opens up into the esplanade in front of the castle. It was, after being delivered in early December, it was first published December 20th, 1786 in the Caledonian Mercury, which was a very widely read newspaper published 3 times a week from 1720 to 1867. It was a flash in the pan. But Robert Burns had many talents, but one of his most brilliant talents was to reach all strata of society. And it was due in part to this rustic language that he used that today we would call Lowland Scots or Lollies. Now, he could write beautifully in English, but he preferred that common language of the people in the streets and in the countrysides. And using this language, he could take very common things and make them special. Now, when he was alive, he was certainly the greatest promoter of Scottish history and culture. And here, he took this common food, this haggis, and he elevated it to this patriotic pinnacle of exceptionalism for Scotland. Now, the haggis has been a central role in the supper since the very first one, which was organized by the Reverend Hamilton Paul at Burns Cottage in Alloway in 1801, July of 1801, which was the 5th anniversary of his death. And since that time, we have these circular links of Burns and haggis and an ideal of Scotland. And since that very first dinner, they were immediately adopted as part of the supper festivities. Who has heard the address to a haggis? How many of you have said, what the? Was it me? Yeah, we all have. So, if you'll allow me a very quick English paraphrase translation. So, the address is done in 4 sections, or 4 parts, with 2 stanzas in each one. And each section, each part, has its own subject. So, the first subject is the grand haggis. So the address goes, bless your honest, happy face, great chieftain of the sausage type. Above them all you take your place, stomach, tripe, or guts. You're well worthy of a prayer that's as long as my arm. And you fill that overloaded platter looks like a distant hill. And your skewer is so big that it would mend a mill if it were needed. While through your pores, the juices weep like amber drops of whiskey. And now our subject turns to the eating of the haggis. Watch the country worker prepare his knife, and then he cuts you up with great gusto, digging into your gushing bright innards, which look like any ditch. And then what a glorious sight. Warm, steaming, delicious. Then, spoon for spoon, they stretch and they strive. Devil take the last man, and on they drive, till all their well-swollen bellies are as tight as drums. Then the old gent, most likely to burp, hums a thanks of doxology. And now we turn to the effeminate continentals and their sissy food. Is there someone sitting down to their French ragout, or their olio that would sicken a pig, or fricassee that would make it vomit with pure disgust, who actually looks down with a scornful, sneering view on a dinner such as this? That sorry devil, look at him over his trashy food. He's as weak as a withered reed. His thigh is a bendy little switch. His clenched fist is the size of a nut. To go through a bloody battle or dash through a battlefield, totally unfit. And now we turn our attention to the haggis-fed Scot and Scotland. But take note of the strong haggis-fed Scot. The trembling earth rumbles with each one of his steps. Clapping his large fist a blade, and he'll make it whistle. And arms and legs and heads will fly through the air like the tops of cut thistles. You powers who make mankind your care and dish them out their meals, old Scotland doesn't want any watery food that splashes around in dishes. No. But if you want her grateful prayer, then give her a haggis. And it's at this point that you will leap out of your chairs because you can restrain yourself no longer with glass in hand, ready to toast this honored haggis. Ready? You got that? You have your assignment? Yep. Okay, great. So, you see, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, okay. I thought you were getting ready to do it now. But you can have it. Yeah, please do. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the keepers of tradition now. Many have come before us, but now it falls to us. We are the keepers of tradition. And this tradition has its genesis in the heart and in the mind of Robert Burns himself. This tradition started in 1801, a mere 5 years after he died. This tradition is now 220 years strong. So ladies and gentlemen, arise, arise as we present to you the haggis. glasses of three. Fair fa your honest fancy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race. Aboon the mine ye take your place, paint, stripe, or therm, and weel are you worthy o' grace as lines my arm. The groaning treacher there you felt, your heartbeats like a distant hill. Your pen would help him in the mill in time of need, while through your pores the juice distill like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour dip, and cut ye up with ready slit, gushing your entrails break, like honey ditch. Then, what a glorious sight, warm. Rich. Then, horn for horn, they stretch and strive, till talk to himmost and all they drive, till all their wheels swell coats belie a bit like drums. Then all good man makes like to ride. You think it hums? Is there the oldest French ragout or all y'all that was that a sewer? Fricassee with marks, he would every scunner. Looks down with scornful sneer and view and sick of dinner? Poor deal. See him out his trash as feckless as a withered brush. His spindle shouts, gauge whiplash, his knee. His knee is a knit. Through bloody flood or field to dash. How unfit. But Mark, the rustic, haggis fed it. The air resounds beneath his tread, slapping his wily navel blade, and he'll make it whistle, and legs and arms and heads will snap like taps of gristle. You poor swab mock mankind your care and dish them out the bill of fare. All Scotland wants nae skink and wear their jouts and luckies. But if you wish her grateful prayer, then give her a haggis.
A haggis! Woo! Haggis!
Ladies and gentlemen, leap out of those chairs and join with me as we toast our honored guest,